What's going on, everyone? Welcome to UBL Week 3. This week we are going up against QtheCostaRican, coach of the Chicago Dragapults. Pretty exciting, Chicago versus Chicago Throwdown. I'm going to be fighting him in UPBA a little bit down the road too. Actually, I think in 2 weeks, so it'll be interesting to see what our first match is like. And I'm kind of appreciative it's in the UBL, as you've been seeing my my run in UPBA as opposed to my run in the UBL has been extremely polar opposites. So I'm hoping to continue this streak here, trying to forget about sort of what's been happening in the past few weeks over there, and separate the two in my mind a little bit. But I'm not going to say I'm a little not tilted. I don't feel tilted, but I feel a little defeated by some of the UPBA stuff. So I'm going to really try my best to not let it spill over into UBL. I still have an amazing run going on here, and if I can win this and sort of continue the streak, I'm going to feel really, really good coming into these next few weeks, especially where we're going to have to face people like Vepsis week 5. So I do want to keep my record strong. I do want to keep getting these wins, and I actually really kind of do like my matchup for this week, mostly because I just like my team. I've said this previously, is my draft that I have in UBL is super fun to use. I want to use every single mod every single week, which is a feeling about my draft I don't think I've really ever had in a long time. So yeah, it's gonna be fun to bring sort of this team. I said last time against the Kelly matchup that this was one of my favorite teams, or that it was my favorite Wi-Fi team I'd built this gen. I think this might be up there too, so I'm sort of just upping myself, getting more and more excited with some of these builds I have in UBL, and that's always what's super exciting. So let's go into the matchup. We're facing Q. He has double terrain, which is actually more annoying than you might anticipate originally, as well as a Raikou, Landorus, Galarian Slowking, which I've actually never faced before in any Draft League game ever, so this is going to be interesting to see. Moltres, Noivern, Frostlass, Alolan Persian, Avalugg, and Berserker. I expect probably Rillaboom, Finny, Raikou, those top 3. I also probably expect Galarian Slowking, as well as I actually kind of expect Avalugg this game. I think it's a really solid switch into things like Mamoswine and Delmise ordinarily. So particularly Mamoswine. His swap into Mamoswine outside of Avalugg is Tapu Fini, and that doesn't get recovery. So if I can knock it off and do things like that, Mamoswine's going to start putting in the work in this game as well, which is going to be pretty exciting. So if he brings Avalugg, on the other hand, that stops it a little bit more. So those are the 5 I expect. Then after that, it's a toss-up. It could be Frostlass. It could be Persian. I don't think it'll be Noivern, but it could be Noivern, I suppose. Could be Moltres is another thing that might come. And then Landorus Incarnate, I think, actually matches up pretty decently against my team. Obviously, if it's physical, it has a little bit of anti-synergy with the Grassy Train element of his team. But if he's special, that's also something to, or mixed, that's something that could be a little bit scary against my team. But yeah, other than that, generally, I think the biggest threats are Rillaboom, Finny, and Raikou. His weaknesses, generally speaking, I don't think his team enjoys sort of just constant offensive pressure against it. That being that, Torn in particular, he doesn't have a lot of great switch-ins to. Slowking's going to get whittled over time, hopefully, because of the build I've made. As well as Raikou, which doesn't get any form of reliable recovery and gets U-turned on, is also going to be something that, is going to have to take a lot of chip over time from things like Tornadus and things like that. So I'm hoping that my offensive pressure beats out his. I think I have better offense than he does, but I think that if he plays his defense right, I could be in a little bit of a scary situation if I sort of don't play my cards in the correct way. So this is the team I'm bringing. I'm bringing a Life Orb, Tornadus, finally not bringing Boots, thank fucking God, with Hurricane, Sludge Wave, Knockoff, U-Turn. This should achieve pretty solid coverage against his team, with the exception of the Berserker. Being that Hurricane hits virtually everything. Sludge Wave hits the Finny, which is really cool, and Sludge Wave actually hits the Raikou for a significant amount of damage, 30-something%, probably even a little bit more, if it's not any SPDEF investment or AV. So that'll be pretty important to scout damage on and see how much this Raikou is taking, because his switch into my Torn is probably either Slowking, but Slowking gets knock-offed and U-turned and just chipped over time, and I'm doing more damage to it than it's healing with Regenerator. So he would have to be Slack Off, but if he's Slack Off, then he's not AV. So feel like that's a win-win for me either way. So his other switch in Raikou still takes significant chunks from things like Sludge Wave Knockoff. It even takes a quarter from U-Turn. So all his switch-ins are really taking significant damage. I think really the only thing that can come in super effectively on me is like a super Spadef Moltres, which I don't anticipate coming because I think it matches up pretty piss poorly against the rest of my team. And I think he wants Moltres for other defensive capabilities like Delmies and Jirachi and stuff like that. But, you know, you never know. Even if he is a Spadef Moltres, I can knock it off and start making it take rocks damage without its boots, which will just completely cripple it. Other than that, I outspeed like Frostlass, I guess. I'm pretty sure. I don't actually... Oh, I outspeed Raikou. Yeah, I outspeed Raikou in Persian. So I couldn't manage to go Modest, which is why the Life Orb kind of compensates for it. So, you know, Life Orb Offensive Tornadoes has fucking great matchup, and it pressures him a lot. Next mon is Mamoswine. I'm running the Assault Vest on this one this time around as well, partially because I want to switch into some of his special threats like Raikou. I know it gets Scald, but the AV ensures that I'm not too KO'd by Scald unless he's like Specs. It also allows me to switch into things like Soaking and pressure it a little bit more. You know, I take like a little bit of damage from it, but I can threaten something out, knock off an item, and knock off in general is like super great against my opponent because a lot of his switch-ins to things are like Finny and Moltres, and those are things that really don't want their items knocked off, like their boots and their leftovers. So I can knock those things off. I have high horsepower obviously this time around because of the grassy terrain. Can't go Earthquake. Knockoff is, like I said, to knock off items. Ice Shard is just for priority, extremely useful if I find myself in a situation that allows me to. I can revenge kill Landorus Eye. I could possibly even revenge kill a Rillaboom if grassy terrain's no longer up. I can revenge kill a Noivern, etc., etc. And then Rock Blast is there for the Frostlass to break its sash, but it's also there for the Moltres. So, yeah. The next mon is Delmies. It is also holding an Assault Vest, and that is just because he has a lot of special attackers. I wanted this thing to be a viable swap into Finny most of the time. I think Ice Beam is only doing like 30% to it, so it's just max HP, max attack with 4 in Spadef. Not very complex at all, with some pretty interesting tech in Flash Cannon being that I was a little bit worried about the Avalugg and things like that, so if I can surprise it with a special Flash Cannon hit, it does literally like 70 to 85, so it can't switch into like a Power Whip and then to also take a Flash Cannon. If it's Spadef Avalugg, which I have a hard time seeing coming, but if it is, then it still takes over half, so it can't like recover off the Flash Cannons, which, if that makes sense. And then I originally had Rock Slide, but I changed it for Rapid Spin because I really, even though his hazard setting is only like Spikes Frostlass and Rocks Landorus, I don't want to risk it. So, you know, because I don't want Torn taking rocks. I have 2 AV bonds, so those bonds taking chip over time sucks. And something you'll see on this entire team is I don't have a single form of like getting any kind of recovery. I don't have leftovers on anything. I don't have like wish or viable recovery on anything. The only way I can get recovery is through his grassy terrain. So minimizing the amount of hit points I take by going for Rapid Spin is probably a little bit more useful in this instance too. The next mon is Dragapults, the final Pokemon on my draft that I have yet to bring. Already by week 3 I brought every single mon on my draft. That's pretty impressive. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be the first person in the league to do that. And I'm basically running just max defense with Gunk Shot, Dragon Claw. I gotta switch these moves around. Gunk Shot, Dragon Claw, Roar, and Stealth Rock. Gunk Shot is there for Finny and the switch-ins and things like that. It also hits Rillaboom super effectively, obviously. And Dragon Claw hits virtually everything else. I wanted to get a ground move on it like Earthquake, but Grassy Terrain's going to be up. I'm switching this thing in on Rillaboom. It's just probably not going to be happening very often, so I opted instead to go with Roar instead to shuffle my opponent around with hazards and things, and perhaps just, you know, if Raikou tries to set up a sub on me, for example, or if he tries to set up with Landorus Eye or something, and like I'm trying to sack Druddigan, like I can just constantly roar and make sure that he doesn't take advantage of this mon, which is probably arguably the most passive mon on my team, but the Rough Skin Rocky Helmet does help it a lot. This is my main switch into Rillaboom. It takes very little from most attacks. If he's banded, then I guess he's doing a lot of damage to me, but I don't think he 2-hit KOs me with anything at all, unless he's like... I have no idea. I don't think he 2-hit KOs me with anything at all, especially if Grassy Terrain's up. So, yep, just 2 attacks, Roar, Stealth Rock. I want rocks up in order for Moltres and Noivern and Frostlass and Avalugg. Once I knock their boots off and things, it'll be really important, and it gets everything in Torn range, which is really important as things rack up, taking rocks damage over time. So that is the Draudigan. The next mon is the Jirachi, and it's holding a Pomeg Berry. I have no clue why it's holding a Pomeg Berry. That is not what I genned it to hold. But okay. I'm gonna have to double check on this thing's EVs and things. The moves are correct. It has Iron Head, Zen Headbutt, Ice Punch, and Ancient Power. Ancient Power for quite literally, if I get a 20% Omni boost with Jirachi, I like win the game. Like, I don't know what he can do against me, so I figured I'd just tag it on there. It hits the Moltres for over half, so there's a reason for it other than the 20% boost. But like, if Amon is low and I need to revenge Amon and Jirachi can revenge it, I'm clicking Ancient Power, because once I get to +1 and everything, like, I literally win. So I don't know, I feel mean doing it, but like, if there's a 20%, if there's numerous 20% chances for me to win the game, I'm just taking it. Dual Stab plus Ice Punch hits the rest of his team super effectively. And then the last mon is Primarina. It is holding no item at all because I am extremely afraid of an offensive Frostlass. That was the thing that was probably ripping me apart most in mocks. And I was originally actually going to go Bright Powder on Triv, on Primarina to make him miss the Poltergeist. And I was like, okay, this is stupid. I should just run no item. So yeah, I ran no item instead because I'm not a scumbag. So, but I almost was. So we got Moonblast, Scald, Flip Turn, Aqua Jet. I could have gone like Ice Beam or like Shadow Ball for like random things like Slowking, Rillaboom, etc. But I figured having the pivoting, the slow pivoting, and the priority was probably pretty good for me. I plan on leading this if I see Frostlass, and I can just sort of Moonblast into Aqua Jet and hopefully pick off the kill. If he's a little bit bulkier, then it won't be possible, but then I can just Flip Turn instead, you know? So, either way, I'm fine with it. He doesn't have a water immunity, so Flip Turn is pretty free, and Scald hits everything else. Aqua Jet's actually really nice for just other things like Landorus and Moltres. It just, if I need the random priority, it could be pretty nice. But generally speaking, this does give a ton of offensive pressure against him. I'm literally just max HP, max Modest, and I don't know, it looks pretty good. So Dual Stab hits his team. I can Flip Turn on things like the Galarian Slowking and other swap-ins, like if he swaps in Raikou, I can Flip Turn on that and then go into Mamoswine. I don't know. So generally speaking, pivoting is really nice. Gives me a little bit of momentum on this team because I actually didn't have any other pivoters besides Torn, so one extra pivoter can never hurt. So that's the team. Let's get into the game. Oh my god. So I'm kind of one who's superstitious. I'm a bit annoyed because we scheduled for 7, it's 7:40, so Q is many minutes late, but that's okay. But right before I started this recording, I took in some water and started choking. I was just like, and then I was like in the middle of writing "Good luck, have fun" to Q, and my cans just like, like flared across my keyboard, just like good luck. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose because of that, because I don't know, I'm fucking superstitious. In all reality, I did just get 6-0 in UPBA. I feel like I should be like a little bit more scared or whatever, and I'm still very nervous. I'm always nervous for games. I have a ton of anxiety all the time, just in general, but the reality is that I really like the team here, so win or lose, I think this is gonna be a fun game. I'm so curious to see what he brings. Oh, we're in. Crazy. Okay, there's the Persian. I did not expect that at all. There's no Lando. Okay, I don't mind that. Persian's annoying, though. I have no clue what Persian does in this matchup because I did not see it coming. Moltres is a tad annoying, too, because I could have had a Rock Slide on Delmise instead. No Frostlass scares me a little bit. It makes me want to lead Primarina still, I think. If they lead Raikou, that could be a little annoying, but given that I could lead Mamo, probably a bad idea. And if they lead Rillaboom, then that is what it is. Or do I just want to lead... No, I think I do want to lead Primarina and just flip turn. Because I was going to say I could just lead Druddigan. Persian's interesting. I have no clue what Persian wants to do to me here. No one brought Persian in Mox. That was like Vmon besides Berserker. No one brought. So we'll see. Kind of wishing I led Druddigan now for immediate rocks, but it just brings in stuff. And if he leads Persian, then like I just get taunted. Like, is it really worth it? No flip turn resist, as we know. Don't show me the Raikou or the Rillaboom. Raikou would be so bad. I could lead with Mamoswine. Jesus Christ. Oh, we're in. Crazy. Hazel Crest. The Finny. I actually don't mind that. He'll probably try and flip turn on me here. But I'm just going to flip turn myself. Or sorry, he's probably just going to try and attack me here, but I'm just going to flip turn myself. Oh my god, this is so slow. I'm going to fucking die. Okay, this is going to be a fast flip turn. This is lasting so fucking long. Okay. Got the thing up. I guess we'll get to see what this is. I don't know. Yeah, I just Moonblast. 187 to 126. 61. Probably means it has some offense, and it looks like it has no defense. I'm just gonna go into Torn here, I think. No, I'm gonna go into Delmies actually, and knock off. I can't get flame bodied, so once Moltres comes in, I'll be okay. So Moonblast, honestly, doesn't even look like it could be offensive too, not just max HP. But it definitely has some Spatak investment based on the Primarina damage. He's taking a while to think, or if like this is normal. I have no fucking idea. But boy, do I wish I had Rock Slide on this thing now. I guess this would have been... I guess what I had was better than the Druddigan lead anyway, because that was the other option. Yeah, this is offensive. It's not Draining Kiss, thank fucking god. Oh my god, this is insufferable. Is this him, or is this me? I mean, I guess it like makes for a slower paced game, but still. Okay, what item was Moltres? No, he goes in the cat, actually. Okay. So we'll see what this was. Does 14%, and we get rid of its boots. Okay, I guess that's cool. So it looks to be some Phys Def. It looks to be max HP. Wow. What the fuck? Come on, please, game. Please. Work with me here. Do I want to go into Rillaboom on this? What do I want to... Or sorry, Druddigan? Or what do I want to go into here? I could go back into Primarina. That'd be kind of crazy. Okay, I guess I can spend time to think about this. It feels like cheating that, like, he either knocks or parting shots here. If I go into Druddigan, that invites in Finny again. We just sort of rinse and repeat the same cycle. I don't want to get knocked off on Druddigan anyway, whereas Primarina can sort of do whatever. I'm honestly super duper confused and not happy about this. I feel like we're gonna just disconnect at some point. Okay. Let's go into... Wait, that did so much. Why am I at 95? What? Oh, it was helmet. Okay, that's important information. I think it was helmet. You just parting shots, that's fine. Yeah, I was gonna go into Dread, but it didn't really make a difference. I hope he doesn't bring Finny in here, because Finny would suck, but anything else might actually be mildly okay. Portillo's. Raikou. I have no clue if he's going to predict Mamo here. Kind of just want to roll into Dread again, but I'm not too sure. Nah, I guess I'll go into Mamoswine. Like, I don't get too good by anything, and it'll tell me what this thing is. Eh, probably not, actually. He's gonna Scald here, isn't he? No, he just Thunderbolts. Okay. Jesus. Okay. Do I want to knock, or do I just want a horsepower? Or I could double, but I don't think that'll help. I think I kind of just want to knock. Get rid of whatever thing comes in the item is. If it's Persian again, though, that'd suck p-bad. But I mean, I guess that's more chip for Torn, which is important. If he Scalds here, we'll just immediately figure out what he is, which is kind of crazy. He stays in. That's crazy. Okay, and it takes me down to... It does 113. So what is this thing? Expert Belt. I'm okay with this, though, because that's his main answer to Torn. I'm gonna... go into Delmies here? No. I'm gonna go into... Dread again here? No. I don't want to get burned on either of them, which kind of sucks. Can I afford to lose Mamo? I don't really want to. I guess I'll go Delmies and hope no burn. So that was E-Belt. But, I mean, that means the Torn outspeeds, which is pretty high. He just Scalds again. Please don't burn me. No burn. I think I just want to Power Whip here. Yeah, it'll get rid of this thing, which I actually kind of like. Yep. Please land. Thank you. No Raikou. So that makes Torn's life a lot easier. And it makes Mamo's life a lot easier too. Swapping into Raikou is not very fun. And his revenge options for me really suck. The reason I want to keep Mamo alive here is just because, like... Okay, so there's the Persian. I'm just gonna go back into this, I think. Because it brings in the either the Finny or the... Yeah, I like that. Once something dies, Torn comes in and does quite a bit too, which is really nice. This Persian could be Scarf, but seeing that it's max HP, I find it unlikely. I guess it could be like a lot of HP and very little speed if he feels like he doesn't need it for my team. But to be honest, Primarina just feels like momentum mon here. And it just goes for Toxic. That's fine. Part of me wants to flip turn. Part of me wants to just Balloon Blast straight out. He's gonna Parting Shot here, so I feel like flip turning either way is probably valuable for me. If he gunks, then like good on him, I guess. Parting Shot, Toxic, Gunk Shot. Yeah, no. So if it goes Finny, I feel like I'm just gonna go into like Torn and start doing the whole... Well, it'll depend. I guess I'll make the decision on the fly. But the slow momentum's really nice. I won't have very much of it like going on to the later game, but it's still good to have nonetheless. I wish I can get... What the fuck is that? Oh, sick. I guess this is good information to see what this is. It does literally 10%. Whoa, that's max Phys Def. Yep. Interesting. I think... What's better to bait in here? Kind of the Mammo. I'd rather bait in the Mammo. Right? Or I could just knock with Torn pretty freely. That's max Phys Def. That's kind of crazy. He could T-Wave me here, which would kind of suck massively. Maybe this was a bad idea. I'm going to U-turn here. On the potential T-Wave. He doesn't have rocks, so I'm so glad I'm Life Orb and not Boots. If he goes Moltres, that would suck so bad, though. If I got, like, burned from that. Okay, I'm, like... I did a bit, which is kind of nice. I'm afraid of T-Wave, which is why I made that U-turn play I was going to knock originally. And no Black Sledge was revealed either, so I think I'm going to go into... Mammo's fine. I should live any one hit. He just Sludge Bombs. No poison, which is cool. Part of me wants to knock, part of me wants to Horsepower. I'm gonna Horsepower. Because I think Persian's more likely than Finny, knowing that I have been knocking off this whole time anyway. But he's so fucking Phys Def, which is like not what I expected. But I think it means Hurricane's a lot more free, now with Raikou gone. Actually, it makes Hurricane like super free. And seeing that he went for Sludge Bomb, like, I think I'm okay. Something takes damage here, and I don't think he wants to go into Moltres. I mean, if he does, good on him, but... Endeavor. Is that Moltres? Wow, good play. I almost knocked. Okay. I don't have a great swap into this either. I think I'm gonna go into this and try and get my rocks up. Might be a mistake. But if he U-turns, let's chip on this anyway. Worst case scenario, we Hurricanes. Would he be defog in this? I have no idea. Please U-turn. He just Flamethrowers. That's also fine with me. 177 to 142. So that does 35. looks like no special attack. So he's gonna have something somewhere. I'm just gonna rocks here. Get some damage off. He just goes for Toxic and misses on Fort. I got my rock set, which is sick. And do I want to roar here? Does he Toxic me again? That's what I don't really want. I don't want this to get chipped either, so I think I'm gonna like maybe go into Primarina. It doesn't do very much anymore. Maybe this is a throw, I don't know. Toxic. Defog. He has defog on this. Okay, so that's good information, I guess. It's gonna flip turn again. Maybe I could have scalded, to be honest. Scald actually was probably a little bit better. But we'll see. If he goes Finny though. Yeah, I don't mind this actually because it means I get in Torn. Which is kind of sexy. Yeah, so it is Helmet. Torn's still at full. How much is Sludge Wave doing? 57 to 63 is still really solid. I am minus Spid Death, but Moonblast should not be killing me, even if it's like 252. Should never be. Ice Beam might actually. That might be an issue. No, Ice Beam doesn't. Maybe I should have Hurricaned. Get the Sludge Wave off. We'll see how much this does. It just drops. That's fucking awesome. Oh, I crit. Oops. Well, that's not ideal for him. I apologize. I don't know what he goes into here. If he's Rillaboom, I'm definitely not going to risk the Scarf. No way. God, Torn is such a beast. Like, how does it, like, the crit sucks. I do agree, though. The thing about this Persian is it will proc my weakness policy, so, like, I don't have a ton of, like, I'm not too, oops, I'm just gonna U-turn here. I want this to stay healthy, I don't want this to get, like, ice beamed or something. I don't really need Mammo anymore, so I'm probably just gonna go Mammo here and try and get a big hit off, I was gonna say. Do get a crit on this, which I guess is nice. I'm literally just gonna go back into Mammo. If he scalds, like, good play, but we'll see. Flamethrower. I should take this. I am AV, but maybe I don't. Nice. Okay, I think I'm gonna knock here. Or do I just want to Rock Blast? Rock Blast would be kind of heat. I'm gonna knock here. Seems like a nice mid-ground. If Persian comes in, it... Oh wait, there aren't rocks up anymore. But more damage on Persian, I guess. Or if he goes Persian, then I just take Ice Shard Chip where I can. Goes into Gato Loco. What is that? Persian, yeah. So am I okay with losing this? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Who do I go into after? I could literally just, like, go into the Torn, I guess. Yeah, I'll just Ice Shard here. I don't need this. That's like pretty valuable chip. Okay. So let's... How do I exit out of this? What the fuck? What's going on? Okay, that was fucking weird. Please don't do that again. Do I want to knock or U-turn? I think I just want a hurricane. If you scarf, we find out here. Actually, we don't, because I didn't creep this. Or did I? No, I did, because of the Raikou. I definitely cropped it. Oh, he's boots. He's not boots. Or we know that he's not boots. Cathantheton. Okay. Please land. I would appreciate that. Let's see how much this does. So that's AV. He gets confused. That makes me want to knock off here. So we know this is Assault Vest now. We know he has Flamethrower. We know it has Sludge Bomb. Nice. So he Sludge Bombs again here, getting the... Wow, that does a lot. Jesus Christ. Okay, I gotta knock off again. That's kind of nutty. Okay, so he gives me this, which is cool. And I still have my thing healthy, which is nice. But losing HP on this sucks. If he goes Rilla, I just go Dread. And, like, Roar, for sure. If he has D's, I Roar, I should say. Okay, so there's Boomer. I still have a Jirachi, too, so getting chip on this with Dread is important. We'll see what he goes for. This damage is going to be extremely important. Rillaboom versus Dread. Nothing should do very much at all. Even if he gets to +2, to be honest. And he's taken a lot of time. This is the first Wi-Fi game I've actually been ahead on time, which is kind of crazy. Okay, 142, U-turn, that's okay. 142 to 87. That did 55. I should have scouted that for Life Orb there. Is Grassy Terrain not up? Am I going crazy? Alright, how much did that do? 55. U-turn. Should not in any world be doing 55. That's choice band. Yep. Even still, that's adamant choice band. Okay. I think I'm literally just gonna go into you and sack you. He just Toxics here, which I'm okay with. There's no grassy terrain, that's kind of nutty. So this thing is a real toxic defog flamethrower too. So I'm just gonna, do I jet here? It's like a lot of damage, which is kind of nice. I think I'm just gonna jet here. If he goes Rillaboom, maybe that was a misplay, but Rillaboom's gonna be taking a lot of damage, and I think he's gonna want to kill this. This is, wait, Toxic Defog Flamethrower Roost. Yeah, that was a total misplay. I could have scalded there. Because he can't kill me, I bet. Yeah, oops. Alright, I shouldn't be throwing this. Yeah, that was stupid. Could have flip turned. Okay, but he's not Glide, which is like kind of crazy. Oh, his time ran out. Wow. Okay, wow. Good game to him, I guess. 5-0 win again, so where did the rest of the kills go? Jeez. So he timed out. I really hope that like the internet connection issues we were having don't mess with that. But I think I had the game won either way. He wasn't Glide on Rillaboom, probably because he wanted to pick his terrain. Otherwise, he was just a misgen, which I'm sorry for. But between the only, like, I was going to kill Rillaboom with Jirachi's Ice Punch, right? And Persian and Moltres both proc my weakness policy, allowing me to kill them with Jirachi, I would imagine. I don't remember how low Persian was, but kind of low, maybe. This is really anticlimactic, but a 5-0 win nonetheless. What? No way, my timer ran out. Oh, jeez, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. Okay, I don't know what to do in this circumstance, but I think that's the game. I think it's a 5-0 if I remember looking at it. It counts as like every mon's self-destruction on his side. It shouldn't have been a 5-0. He was going to kill my thing there. Made a pretty garbage play at the end. But I think Jirachi won that endgame regardless, which is really cool. So, great game to Q. Excited to play him again in UPBA, and I'll see you next time. Really nice to get a... I still feel like this was going to be a really strong win following the L-Scissor loss. So, getting a really strong win with this team after the L-Scissor loss, really, really nice. Back to 4-4 in my Wi-Fi overall record, which is really sick. So, hopefully I can start repeating this UPBA. 3 5-0 wins back to back, so absolutely massive. Makes me feel even better too, knowing that Q is like at the top of the standings in UPBA and I'm like at the bottom right now. Shows that I'm not hopefully that terrible. So good game again to Q. I'm really sorry about the timer thing. I do think Jirachi won in the end, but still, yeah, the timeout sucks. Okay, see you all later.